Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of our incredible transformations. Today, we're diving into a truly shocking house makeover that will leave you speechless. This isn't just a cleaning video, it's a journey from chaos to clean, a testament to what determination and a bit of elbow grease can achieve. Are you ready? Let's get started. As we step inside, take a moment to absorb the scene before us. This house is not just messy, it's a whirlwind of chaos. Piles of clutter are stacked high, dust dances in the sunlight filtering through grimy windows, and the air is thick with the weight of neglect. It's a sight that might make anyone gasp. This transformation isn't just about cleaning, it's about restoring hope and making this house a home again. Remember, every mess has a story, and every story deserves a new chapter. The kitchen is a mess of sticky, greasy surfaces. Layers of oil cover the countertops and stove, leaving everything dull and stained. The air is thick with the smell of old cooking grease, and the once bright tiles are now grimy and forgotten. It's clear this kitchen hasn't been cleaned in years. The living room and bedroom are buried in clutter. Chairs and tables are piled high with empty noodle cups and scattered water bottles, while the sofa is barely visible under layers of dust. The floor is coated in a thick, blackened film, making each step feel gritty. Every surface is overwhelmed by disorder, and the once cozy spaces now feel suffocated under years of neglect. Thank you all for joining us on this incredible journey of transforming this chaotic space. Now let's take a moment to appreciate the stunning before and after results of our hard work. You won't believe the difference. And if you enjoyed watching, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated with more amazing cleanup transformations. See you in the next video. Hey there, are you ready for a jaw-dropping transformation? Welcome back to Cleaning Hero Squad, where today we dive into a shocking mess that will leave you speechless. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work. Today we're in the home of a divorced man, where the state of his room is nothing short of alarming. It's a space that has been neglected for far too long, filled to the brim with garbage, clutter, and memories. But fear not. We're here to turn this shocking mess into a clean and livable environment. Let's take a moment to assess the situation we're dealing with here. As we step inside this room, we can immediately see the chaos. There are piles of trash scattered everywhere, old food containers, clothes that haven't been worn in ages, and dust covering almost every surface. It's hard to believe anyone could live like this. Each item we find can trigger a memory, but we have to remind ourselves, does it serve a purpose in his life today? If not, it's time to say goodbye. This process isn't just about cleaning, it's about making room for new memories and a fresh start. As we step into this chaotic room, the air feels heavy with neglect and despair. Our eyes are immediately drawn to the dark corners, where cockroaches scuttle in a disturbing frenzy, their glossy bodies glistening under the dim light. It's like a scene from a horror movie. Every crevice seems to be a hiding spot for these creepy invaders. As we step into this kitchen, chaos reigns supreme. The countertops are buried beneath a mountain of dirty dishes, stacks of takeout containers, and forgotten utensils, making it nearly impossible to find a clear surface. A once inviting space has transformed into a battleground of neglect, where food remnants cling stubbornly to plates and pans. As we step out onto the balcony, we're greeted by a disarray that's hard to fathom. The once peaceful outdoor space has become a cluttered storage area, with boxes piled haphazardly and forgotten plants wilting in the corners. Gardening tools lie strewn about, tangled in a mess of hoses and old soil bags, while a half-broken chair teeters precariously on the edge. The floor is sticky underfoot, with crumbs and spills creating a treacherous path. But what truly grabs our attention is the cooking oil, dried and caked onto the stovetop and surrounding surfaces. It resembles a hardened layer of armor, trapping crumbs and dust underneath. The pungent smell of rancid grease lingers in the air, a haunting reminder of countless meals gone by. We've transformed this overwhelming mess into a clean, inviting space. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed this journey, please hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to Cleaning Hero Squad for more inspiring cleanup adventures. Together, we can turn chaos into cleanliness. Until next time. Welcome back, Cleaning Heroes. Today we've got an extreme challenge ahead, something that might just push us to our limits. We only have 24 hours to transform this incredibly messy house into a clean and organized space. The clutter is overwhelming, and the mess, well, it's intense. You'll see firsthand how we tackle one of the biggest cleaning projects yet. So buckle up. This is going to be one satisfying cleaning journey that you won't want to miss. Wow! As you can see, we've got an uphill battle here. Clothes piled up in the living room, dishes overflowing in the sink, boxes blocking walkways, and dust settled in every corner. It's the kind of mess that makes you wonder how it even got this far. But that's why we're here. Cleaning Hero Squad is all about tackling the impossible. Our plan today is simple but ambitious. Extreme clean, declutter, and organize. We'll focus on breaking down the tasks room by room and giving this house the total transformation it deserves. And remember, we only have 24 hours to do it. This isn't just about surface cleaning. It's about creating a space where the family can feel at home again, free from the stress of clutter and chaos. Look at that. Already such a difference. We've cleared out the counters, the dishes are finally clean, and the pantry is organized. It's amazing how much more peaceful the space feels. It's clear this place hasn't seen a good scrub in months. The countertops are buried under old takeout containers, dishes are stacked high, and there's barely any space to move. This is the kind of mess that can really weigh you down. There's something so satisfying about watching a kitchen go from chaos to spotless. Watch this transformation unfold. Oh my God, the floor is crawling with maggots. It's absolutely horrifying and unbelievable. And just like that, 24 hours later, this house has been completely transformed. From a cluttered, overwhelming mess to a clean, organized, and livable space. This was no easy task, but the cleaning hero squad never backs down from a challenge. Thank you so much for joining us on this cleaning journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more satisfying cleaning transformations. We've got more extreme cleanups and decluttering missions coming your way, so stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Cleaning Hero Squad. Today we have a truly incredible challenge ahead. This house has been completely untouched for over 10 years. Dust, dirt, and decay have built up, and it's time to get started. Buckle up. This is going to be one of the most intense cleanups we've ever done. Let's begin. You can see right away that this place is in rough shape. Just look at this mess. Dirt and grime have accumulated for a decade, and there's barely a clean surface in sight. But we're not backing down. We're going to transform this house into a space that feels fresh, livable, and beautiful again. Next, in a house like this, it's easy for clutter to pile up. Boxes, papers, forgotten items. Now the floors. Years of dirt and dust are caked on here. Sweeping won't be enough. We're going to deep clean these floors, using steamers and heavy-duty scrubbing tools to get them shining like new again. my. This is beyond anything we've seen so far. The sink is clogged with rust, the toilet, well, it's practically unusable, and the shower is covered in black mold. This is the kind of situation that's not just disgusting, but a real health hazard. We're going to need all of our toughest cleaning products and tools for this. As you can see, this is no ordinary cleanup. 10 years without a proper cleaning in a place that gets used daily. If a bathroom is left like this for years, it becomes almost unrecognizable. Watch as we work our way through this mess, one horrifying layer at a time. The living room and bedroom may not be as horrifying as the bathroom, but after 10 years, the dust and clutter here are unreal. We're talking cobwebs in every corner, a thick layer of dust on all the furniture, and belongings that haven't been touched in a decade. It's hard to even walk around without stirring up a dust storm. Stepping into this bedroom feels like entering a landfill. Trash, crumpled papers, and clutter piled high on every surface. The bed is barely visible beneath mountains of garbage, and navigating through the mess is like wading through a maze of filth. This is a cleaning nightmare waiting to be conquered. If you love seeing this transformation, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next extreme cleaning challenge. And remember, a clean and organized space isn't just about appearances. It's about creating a healthy, stress-free environment. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Cleaning Hero Squad. Hi everyone, welcome back to Cleaning Hero Squad, where we turn chaos into hope, where we believe that every home deserves a fresh start. And today we're diving into an incredibly emotional and transformative journey. We are here at the home of a family in need, a place that has faced overwhelming challenges. As I stand outside, I can't help but feel a wave of anticipation mixed with compassion. Inside this house, there's not just dirt and grime. There are stories, memories, and a yearning for hope. Today, we're not just cleaning, we're changing lives. So grab your gloves and let's step inside to witness what true, shocking filth looks like. As I enter the kitchen, my heart sinks at the sight of the once white tiles now covered in stubborn grease stains. A thick, grimy film clings to the grout lines, turning them dark gray. The air is heavy with the scent of old cooking oil, and abandoned pans are crusted with layers of grease. The shocking mess demands immediate attention, crying out for a deep clean to restore its former glory. Oh my God, I can't believe it. As cleaners entering this house full of trash and a horrible stench, the sight of the dead cat hits us hard. Among the piles of filth, it lies forgotten. The foul smell of decay fills the air, and seeing the poor cat in this mess is both heartbreaking and disturbing. Sadness and disgust weigh heavily on us as we realize this place became its lonely resting spot. Every corner we clean brings us one step closer to a fresh start. I can already feel the air getting lighter as we open the windows to let in the sunshine. And with each passing minute, I'm reminded that every small victory counts. Stepping into the garden, I'm confronted by wild chaos. Once a vibrant space, it's now a jungle of towering weeds and thorny bushes, making navigation nearly impossible. The air is thick with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves, a haunting reminder of neglect. Overgrown vines snake up the fences, while rusted tools lie abandoned in the corner. It's an eerie scene, a chilling testament to nature reclaiming what was once hers. As we finish up, I can't help but feel overwhelmed with emotion. But the real transformation isn't just in the physical space. It's in the hope that we've restored for this family. They now have a chance to rebuild, to create new memories in a space that feels like home again. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey today. If you found this video inspiring, please like, subscribe, and share it with others. Together we can spread hope and show that with a little help, everyone deserves a clean start. Until next time, remember, every mess can be cleaned and every home can be a hero. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today we have a truly moving story that will tug at your heartstrings. We're here at the home of an elderly man who has been struggling to maintain his living space. This isn't just a story about cleaning. It's a tale of resilience, community, and the power of support. An elderly man is a 76-year-old retired teacher who has dedicated his life to educating others. But over the years, he has faced numerous challenges, from health issues to the loss of his beloved wife. Today, we're here to witness his courageous journey as he confronts the overwhelming clutter and filth that has accumulated in his home. As we step inside, you'll understand the overwhelming challenge he faces. What was once a vibrant space is now a labyrinth of memories, piles of old newspapers, neglected furniture, and dust covering every surface. Each item carries a story, yet together they have transformed the home into an almost impassable maze. You know, it's hard to admit that I've let things get this way. I used to love keeping my home tidy, but after my wife passed, everything changed. I just didn't have the energy or motivation anymore. It feels like the mess is suffocating me. I'm embarrassed, but I also know I need help. As we enter the living room, chaos reigns. The floor is hidden beneath piles of scattered papers, old magazines, and discarded clothing. Couches sag under disheveled cushions, while dust motes dance in the dim light. Mice scurry between the clutter, their small shadows adding to the overwhelming sense of neglect and disorder. The air is heavy with a musty odor. This experience highlights the power of community. It reminds us that no one should face their struggles alone. The Cleaning Hero Squad embodies the spirit of compassion, showing us that a little help can go a long way. Thank you all for joining us on this journey. We invite you to see the incredible transformation from chaos to calm. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories and updates. Your support means the world to us. Welcome to Cleaning Hero Squad. If you love watching incredible transformations from chaos to cleanliness, you're in the right place. Whether it's a cluttered room, a forgotten attic, or an abandoned house, we're here to tackle the mess head-on and bring out the beauty hidden underneath it all. And let's dive into another epic cleanup adventure together. Ready to join the squad? Let's get started. Imagine for just a moment that you come across a house like this, forgotten, neglected, abandoned for years. Would you dare step inside? And if you did, what would you find? room completely inundated with trash and assorted bottles. As you step inside, you're met with a sea of discarded items, from crumpled paper and food wrappers to an endless array of bottles, plastic, glass, and everything in between. The floor is barely visible beneath layers of clutter, and the air is thick with the musty odor of neglect. Every surface is covered in a mix of dust and debris, making it hard to distinguish where the mess ends and the room begins. It's a chaotic jumble of refuse that not only needs a thorough clean, but a complete transformation to restore order and breathe new life into this space. Look at this. It's as if this room was frozen in time, caught in the middle of chaos. Why was it left like this? What kind of event could make someone abandon everything? So suddenly, so completely. But take a closer look and you'll see this is no ordinary mess. This is what happens when neglect takes over. It's not just dirt, it's decay. And cleaning up something like this might be more than anyone can handle. And there you have it, another space completely transformed. Just look at the difference, from clutter and chaos to clean and organized. If you enjoyed watching this transformation as much as we loved cleaning it, make sure to hit that uplift button and leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to Cleaning Hero Squad for more epic cleanup adventures. See you in the next video. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into a story that's not just shocking, but also heart-wrenching. A tale of a tenant's shocking eviction after the landlord uncovered the true state of the house. This isn't just about real estate. It's about people, lives, and the often overlooked consequences of neglect that can affect health and well-being. When a home is left to deteriorate, it doesn't just become an eyesore. It can become a breeding ground for mold, pests, and various health hazards. So grab a seat and prepare for a journey filled with emotions, revelations, and a deep dive into what happened. Imagine a cozy little home that, on the surface, seems like a warm, welcoming space. But behind those closed doors, a very different story was brewing. The landlord, after months of receiving complaints about odd smells and strange noises, decided to pay a visit. What they discovered was nothing short of horrifying. The walls were caked in grime, the floors were sticky with neglect, and the once vibrant living room was now a storage space for junk. It was as if time had stopped, leaving everything in a state of disarray. The floor is barely visible beneath the layers of dirt and discarded items, creating a treacherous path that feels like stepping into a scene from a horror movie. Every creak of the floorboard sends chills down your spine, echoing the silence of abandonment. kitchen, the sink is a grotesque sight, filled with dishes that seem to be trapped in a time capsule of decay. The smell of spoiled food and mold is overpowering, as if the very air is saturated with the weight of neglect. As you navigate through the chaos, an unsettling realization sinks in. This isn't just a messy house. It's a testament to despair, a chilling reminder of the lives once held within these walls. Each room, each shadow, seems to whisper tales of sorrow and abandonment, creating an atmosphere thick with dread and the overwhelming sense of a horror story unfolding right before your eyes. Thank you for joining us on this emotional journey. If this story resonated with you, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more meaningful tales. Hit the notification bell to stay updated. Together, let's shed light on important issues and improve our communities. Hello everyone, welcome back. This house has been abandoned for years. Dust covers every surface, furniture is in chaos, and the kitchen is buried in filth. Today, we're taking on the challenge to restore this forgotten space, step by step. Now we're tackling one of the toughest parts of this cleanup, the walls. Years of neglect have left them covered in stains, grime, and even grease, making them look worse for wear. We'll need some heavy-duty cleaners to break through this mess, but with the right approach and a little elbow grease, these walls will look fresh again in no time. Next on our list is this standing fan, a forgotten appliance that's been collecting dust for far too long. Not only does it need a thorough cleaning, but we also have to tackle the wall behind it, which is coated in a thick layer of cooking oil. Now we arrive at the most daunting part of this transformation, the kitchen. What was once a space for family meals is now a nightmare. The floors are crawling with insects, and the surfaces are coated in thick, grimy layers of grease that have accumulated over time. It's a scene that's difficult to look at, but we're here to confront this challenge head-on. Look at how thick it is. This will require a heavy-duty degreaser and plenty of scrubbing. Next, we turn our attention to the ventilation fan in the bathroom. This essential appliance helps keep the air fresh and moisture-free, but unfortunately, it's been neglected and is covered in dust and grime. We'll tackle the inside of the bowl. Using a powerful toilet cleaner, we'll let it sit for a few minutes to break down any tough stains and mineral buildup. While that works, it's important to clean the exterior as well. Now we're diving into the heart of the living room, where chaos reigns supreme. The TV stand is cluttered with random items, and the floor is covered in dust and debris. It's time to bring some order back into this space. And there you have it. What a remarkable transformation from chaos to calm. Be sure to check out the before and after shots to see the incredible difference for yourself. If you enjoyed this cleaning journey, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing makeovers. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Cleaning Hero Squad. Today we have quite possibly our most challenging and intense clean yet. When we first stepped into this house, we were absolutely shocked by the state it was in. This isn't just a messy home. It's a space that's been neglected for what feels like ages, and the level of filth is truly beyond anything we've faced before. From grimy surfaces to clutter piled up to the ceiling, this house is screaming for help. But don't worry, this is what the Cleaning Hero Squad was made for. We start by sorting through the piles, separating what can be saved from what has to be thrown out. And let me tell you, this is no easy task. It's not just the dirt or the clutter, it's the emotional weight of it all. Every object tells a story of neglect and loss, and you can't help but feel it as you go through each item. We're stepping into a bathroom that's in a state of complete disarray, filled with garbage, grime, and unfortunately, some unwanted guests like roaches and mice. If you think you've seen dirty, think again. Let's dive right into the shocking filth and see what we can do to restore this space. Once we clear enough space, we get to the deep clean. And this, my friends, is where the real work begins. The kitchen is probably the worst room we've seen in this house. Grease has built up over the years, caking onto every surface. The smell of rotting food is overpowering, and the sink is filled with dishes that haven't been washed in who knows how long. It's the kind of filth that makes you pause and wonder how anyone could live like this. One of the hardest parts of cleaning a house like this is knowing that someone lived here. This isn't just about dirt, it's about helping someone rebuild their life. We often forget that behind every dirty home is a story, and today, we're doing more than cleaning. We're giving back hope. This room, this space, is a reflection of the person who lived here, and when we clean it, we're offering them a chance to start anew. Can you see the difference? From a filthy, chaotic bathroom filled with trash and pests, we've turned it into a clean and organized space. Every surface, from the sink and bathtub to the toilet, has been scrubbed and sanitized. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you found this journey as inspiring as we did. No matter how messy things get, there's always hope for a fresh start, and we're here to help. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe for more amazing cleaning transformations. Stay motivated and keep your space clean. See you next time.